So I was browsing the interwebs and I started watching some fail videos. I saw a guy knock his camera down a staircase and thought to myself, are there any Steadicam fail videos? So I scoured the web for hours and hours, and then started looking for some Steadicam fails, and found out there are not so many. I guess everyone is following the first rule of Steadicam, always look cool. So let's see what I found. This first video is one that went viral a few years ago, and it is commonly brought up to me whenever I mention that I do Steadicam, so let's check it out. Of course, he's dancing around with the Steadicam, and it smashes when it gets too far away from him. You know you're not supposed to put the rig that far away from your body. The arm can't handle the weight that way. I don't know what kind of arm this is. I've never seen a rubber band based arm before, but it's probably not the arm's fault. And if you look at the video, I want to see what actually breaks. It looks like the socket block on the arm actually is what snapped. So that is probably the most common spot for it to break. And yeah, it broke. You're not supposed to do that. Don't do it. This video looks like some cheerleaders. Comes running in and just runs right over that girl. Let's check that out again in slow motion. You can see the operator comes in running. You can see that he's probably running as fast as he can. His right arm is outstretched so that he can hold his balance while he holds the gimbal with just his left hand. And he's probably just noticing about now that she's there. But with that much weight, there's no way he could stop. Of course, he does like a spin move right into his position. And there's no chance. Remember that your weight is way heavier with this rig on, that your mass is huge. And you're not gonna be able to slow down quickly or speed up quickly. And this cheerleader didn't have a chance. I'm sure he felt horrible though, I definitely would. This one looks like a stunt shot. You can see the Steadicam comes in running to the side. Ugh, gosh. Hopefully everybody's okay. Stunts are always really dangerous. But let's check it out again in slow motion. You can see the Steadicam come through. It doesn't look like he was in much danger ever. It looks like his assistant pulls him away before anything even happens. But that truck coming through, oh. Yeah, you can see the other camera crew jumps for their lives, which you should. All the gear is insured, leave it and jump and run. Of course, I can see where this one's going already. He's walking backwards and something is right in his way. Of course, the one thing that is in the field. He probably felt safe walking backwards without an assistant because there is nothing that you can trip into. Of course, this time there was. Could have been avoided with an assistant watching his back or somebody keeping an eye out for him. Hopefully he's okay. He looks like he's fine. Of course, they got to make sure the gear's okay. Well, let's watch that one again in slow motion. This one really annoys me. It looks like he purposely dives under the Steadicam operator's legs to trip him. It'd be really hilarious to injure a person and damage his livelihood and probably most expensive thing he owns. It actually really annoys me quite a lot. Let's check it out again in slow motion. Yeah, he didn't fall. He clearly dives under. And then goes and laughs about it with his friends. Yeah, this one just super annoys me. Let's check out the next one. It looks like a concert. You can see the operator runs up on stage. Looks like a cool shot. Does a switch, runs around him. And Slippery 4 takes another victim. He doesn't look hurt, which is good. Hopefully nothing got damaged. This would really be just an embarrassing thing to happen. He was right on stage, everybody's watching. That's kind of how it goes. Let's take a look at it again in slow motion. Runs up on stage, does the switch, wraps around. That floor does look slippery, and it looks like maybe they put some confetti on it, possibly. Oh no, it's just the lights. Yeah, it looks like something fell off. Let's see what that was. Oh, it looks like just a battery that fell off. Not a big deal, it'll pop back on. Hopefully the rig is fine and he's okay. For this next one, it looks like we're on a field again. These all seem to be kind of live sports things, I guess because there's probably more cameras pointed at the action than there is during scripted stuff. It looks like a soccer ball flies into him, and it doesn't look like it hits him. You can see the ball coming in. I can't tell if it hits him in the wide shot, but in the close-up, I don't think it does. I think he slips on the grass from being scared of the ball hitting him. I don't think the ball hits him, but the slippery grass takes another victim. Of course, slippery falls being one of the main problems here.
It's been a while. It's been in the news.
Cool shot. Ugh. Not sure what happened there. In the wide, you can see that he's on a Segway, and of course he hits something. It looks like a helmet that was left on the floor. Just bad luck, really, bad timing. Could have been avoided if he was looking a little bit more forward ahead and not as much at the monitor, but that's kind of easy to say. Could have been prevented with an assistant, I guess. Would you have an assistant riding behind you on a Segway? That'd be ridiculous. Here is a Steadicam shot of some dancers. Oh! And slams right into one of the dancers' face with the lens. I have hit people before with the sled, not usually the lens. The lens, usually watching the monitor so you can see if the lens is getting close to people. I have nudged people with the bottom of the monitor and things like that, but I do want to check it out again. Yeah, it looks like the operator didn't know the timing probably, that they were going to cross again, and didn't budget his space for it. Hey, this one looks like a film production, an actual film camera, which I think is the only one in this list. Walking forward, does a switch, and trips over something in the bottom of the screen. I can't see what it is. This could have been avoided. Sometimes people will put things in the way during the last take that you didn't know were going to be there, so you should check to make sure your walkway is clear each take. It also looks like his assistant. Let's watch it again. He's walking forward. Looks like he does a switch. I thought that guy in the background was his assistant who was trying to help him, but it looks like just an AC. Goes to catch him, as you would. Maybe he tripped over a trash can or an apple box or something like that. Hopefully he's okay. All right, another concert. Looks like some dancers performing and a Steadicam operator coming in real quick. I can see that cable is probably going to be the problem of this one. And runs backwards, and it looks like he tripped over it. Did he lose a shoe? And man, they're trying to get him off that stage as fast as possible. They do not care if he's okay. All right. Let's take a look at that again. I want to see if it's his shoe. And yes, it is his shoe. That actually looks like what he tripped over. Maybe keep your shoes a little bit tighter. All right, this next one, another concert. Okay, the assistant following behind him. I like this one. Nobody got hurt in this one. It's just sort of silly. The assistant is following after him with what is probably a wireless transmitter, tripping over all of the monitors. Did a great job though, didn't fall, kept it aimed in the right direction. It does look a little silly. Probably a touch distracting, but yeah, I think this one's my favorite one so far. Nobody got hurt at all, and it's just sort of funny. All right, this one's another concert. Doing a wraparound. It looks like, looks like Slippery Floor took another victim. It is interesting what they were doing with the assistant holding up the cable. I've never seen that before. Seems like an interesting way around the wireless transmitter, which are really expensive, obviously. Well, at least they actually cared about that guy. This next one looks like another concert. And that guy is running. He is working hard. Probably a pretty cool shot. It looks like they could have rehearsed this a few more times. It looks like he doesn't quite know where the talent is going to go. Oh, and he just lands hard. He was running pretty fast and just gets tripped on something. Let's take a look. What is that? I have no idea. It certainly is sturdy. Maybe some sort of lift for the cables. I don't know. But hopefully he's okay. That one looked a little rough. And that's my last one. So what did we learn here today? Well, not a lot, other than slippery floors are not your best friend, and you should look to see if there's any obstacles before you start running. But luckily none of the fails seemed that painful, as long as you don't fall in the water or down some steps or get hit by a car. I know all those things have happened. I'm Red, by the way. I haven't mentioned it. You can check me out on Instagram @SteadyRed. If you liked this video, you'll probably like some of these other videos too, so click on one of those.